Well, those are new. Ooh. Some nice deep dish 18s stagger from ESR. Just got them wrapped in tires yesterday. We put Federal 595s on them. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, the ESR wheels do not have tires on them yet. Nobody in town carried the wheels or the tires that we wanted, and so we went ahead and had to order those suckers. And I believe they're going to be here next week.
Yep. Next week, yes.
Next week tires will be here. And
I'm thirsty.
Yeah, Chris is awful thirsty. Chris found the tires that we needed, and I kid you not, in 5 minutes he's like, dude, we're buying them. I was like, is it everything we need? And he goes, yes. And then he bought them. Thirsty man. Anyway, big shout out to all of our sponsors for this project. ESR Wheels, thanks guys. The wheels look fantastic. And I'm really excited to get these guys wrapped in tires. We still got quite a bit of work to do up on the inner fender well. We had to cut the quarter panels out to create room for the wheels and the tires, especially when the car lowers. So I gotta go back in and finish putting undercoating. Anyway, the car is basically primed up. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it back on the ground. We're gonna put the original wheels and tires back on it, and we're gonna put it back on the ground, and we're gonna take it for a quick spin because we have not driven it in a solid like 7 months. So we wanna make sure everything still feels right, you know, still drives correctly. Well, those are new. Ooh. Some nice deep dish 18s stagger from ESR. Just got them wrapped in tires yesterday. We put Federal 595s on them. So today, I'm gonna jack this guy up. I'm gonna finish bleeding the brakes because they're still a little bit squishy from the power stop install. And then we're gonna get these new wheels and tires installed to make sure that we've got a good amount of clearance on the body kit. And after that, I've got a couple other components I need to install. We've got a duck wing that we're putting on it, and then we've got a big old GT wing that's still coming. So I'm gonna try to get as much done as possible before that gets here. And then I've got a new diffuser that came with our Rocket Bunny V3 kit. Now I'm gonna put on the back of this thing because the other diffuser I bought for it, it fits terribly. It's horrible. And guess where I got it? Bought it from eBay. So if you're gonna learn anything from this segment of the video, don't buy parts from eBay. Do not buy aftermarket parts from eBay, or even products really, like from eBay, because they're probably not authentic. If you're gonna buy an authentic product, go to the manufacturer website or find a distribution company that's gonna sell it to you. Got the wheels and tires on. Got the wheels wrapped last week. And I've got this thing sitting on the ground basically right now, at least as far as it can go with the air ride kit. So the air ride kit has just a little bit more adjustment that I can make. I think I can get about another inch out of it. One thing that I'm running into right now is making sure that we have enough clearance to be able to make turns, which is usually really important. So I did some trimming on the front side of the fender so that when the front wheel turns in, we've got a decent amount of clearance. What I'm running into right now is finding that right ratio of like height, so air pressure, to like how far I can turn the wheel. What's happening is, if you can see, this area right here on the body kit is actually sloped in. When this raises up, this pointy piece wants to touch the tire when we turn too far. So that's no good. And the biggest reason that that's a problem is we have to be able to get over bumps as well and turn. So it makes it really hard to like raise the car up off the ground and get over like divots and then make sharp turns at the same time. So I gotta do some trimming there. I'm gonna play with the camber a little bit as well on the front end. Make sure you can see this. The back end, the camber looks great. Tires tucked up in there, nice and well. So we're gonna go just a little bit lower on this back end just to really make it nice and flush. But this front end, she still is towing out just a pinch. So I'm gonna get some camber bolts. The camber itself is currently at, I believe, 3 degrees. Let's see if I can get that in there. So there's a little bit of camber that comes with the air ride kit that I've got maxed out. So I'm gonna get some camber bolts, see if I can't get that guy to tuck in there just a little bit better. Obviously I don't wanna like have to do any reaming or drilling out of any holes to make this work. That's definitely a last resort, but I think that we can get that knocked out with some camber bolts. So we'll get those on order. What else we got? This thing, guys, this thing is almost ready for paint. I'm really stoked. Probably gonna start blocking it either today or this weekend. Got this fiberglass wing right here. Fiberglass is a giant pain in the bee to work with sometimes, mainly because the parts come in like crap. So I've gone through, I started blocking it. It's got all these like low spots on it. It's got, see if you can see this here, like these chips all over the place. And then right here on the edge is super rough. So that's no fun. Also, I wish I would have known this like right before priming, but we didn't have the part in. So you can see the hole here on the trunk is from the original spoiler. So I gotta go through and weld both sides real quick, close those up, body work those out. I'm gonna do another round of primer anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. So I'm gonna get that guy all fixed up. We are deleting this. I have the original part from the original trunk, so we're getting rid of the badge. And then we'll put the diffuser on today as well. So if you remember from the earlier part of these videos or this build, I made this like carbon fiber 3D printed diffuser. Then so this basically hooks onto the diffuser. It's more of just a cosmetic piece. Should look pretty slick. Anyway, I get that lined up with the new diffuser because, as I probably said earlier, the diffuser we bought from eBay is just crap and it doesn't fit for squat. So the body kit, the V3 body kit that we got, came with a diffuser. Thank goodness. Thank you, Pandem, Rocket Bunny, whatever company owns that. Thank you. So yeah, that's it. All right, time to stop talking and start doing. So it's super early in the morning. Ran out of welding wire. So I gotta run down and grab some welding wire so I can finish filling these holes. I am much more of a night person than I am a morning person. Anyway, got the wing all sanded down. Got some of the fiberglass divots and cracks all fiberglass back up. So I can finish sanding that down. I'm gonna scuff this diffuser up. I'm just gonna rough it up for primer. It's in pretty good shape for the most part. I didn't see any chips. It's pretty dang straight. I'm really impressed actually with the Rocket Bunny parts all together. So I mean, you pay that much for a kit, I guess you gotta have high expectations, and they delivered. So blam. Just had to make a couple minor modifications to my piece, my 3D printed piece that goes on the diffuser. Got my holes all lined up and drilled. It's upside down right now, but this is basically where it's gonna sit, and I'm gonna put a grill right in here and just kind of backup camera on it. So I gotta finish sanding this down and try to get these parts in primer today, and I'm gonna start blocking this thing out, and then we're gonna paint it finally. Woo! A gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang to me this song of hope And this is what they said. They said, come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Woo! Hey. Okay. Almost done with this stupid wing on the back. This thing was in terrible shape. Anyway, I'm gonna finish body working that up. Get these dang parts and primer today. And I'm gonna start blocking the heck out of this thing. We're just gonna start blocking it for paint. That's really all that's left. Is painting this thing. That's where we're at. We talked with a forged carbon fiber contact. So pretty excited about that. I think we're gonna be able to do some somewhat innovative things on the aero pieces of this vehicle. For this build, huge shout out to Tamco. Our clear coat just came in the other day, and we've got the red on the way from Manny from Tropical Glitz. So Manny is hooking us up with the base coat and some of the metallic coats on this ride. Pearl coats, actually, I think is what it is. I'll have to double check with him, but we discussed a couple different options. So that's what's up. That's where we're at. I'm just gonna dive right in and I'm gonna see if we can't put a dent in this sucker. Not a literal dent, metaphorically, a dent in progress. So that's currently the state that it's in. Do a quick walk around. We got a new hood because the old hood's sitting over here. This whole thing was hailed out pretty bad, so we went through and fixed it. So I did sneak out here last weekend, and basically where we're at in the process. So all the body work's been done. So we 180'd all of our body work. So you 80 gridded down, you block it out, and we pulled it up. We blocked it again with 180. So the roof, basically all the quarters, basically this whole thing, other than this door, this door is pretty straight for the most part. There are some areas here and obviously right there that had just a bit of like a sway to it. And so I hit those with 180, and then of course like put just a pinch of putty on it to straighten it out. So then this door was pretty rough. I basically body worked this whole thing out, skim coated the whole thing, blocked it out, blocked it with 180. And so then what we do is we primed it, and we went back over it with 220. So we blocked all these parts. We blocked all the entire body kit, which a majority of it's primed sitting in that box, which I've got it all blocked up. So we blocked it all up with 220 just to get, obviously to make sure it's good and straight. So there's still a couple areas that I need to come back and prime. I hate breaking through primer. So blocked it with 220, guy coated it, came back, blocked it with 320. And then last weekend I was able to get out here and hit it with 320 on the DA. And so technically what that does is it removes those 320 sand scratches, because you can see those, you know, if you're just to paint, even with sealer 320 over 320 sand scratches, you're gonna see it in the final product. So I came back, I hit it with 320, I started sanding all the jams. I'm getting ready to jam this thing out. So I got this side done, I got the roof done. I just need to hit this other side, get the bumper off, get that guy all 320'd, block my spots, my primer spots, of course. So we'll 320 it, 320 the rest of this side of the vehicle, get the hood, probably wait till I 400 it. So we'll get it all 320 down. And then what we're gonna do is I'm going to make sure that I'm not breaking through any spots, make sure there aren't any, like some last minute areas that need primer on them. All my primer spots are pretty straight. So the whole point of, you know, priming on top of your bodywork is just that extra step to seal the bodywork, any bare metal that's showing, and of course making sure that your car is straight. You don't want like any waves. This car's got a lot of curves and roundness to it. So you can kind of see where I broke through to the original paint right here and in some other areas. Once I get done 320ing it, I'll probably come back and I'll hit that just with a little bit of primer, and then I'm gonna basically 400 grit on a DA the entire car to give it a nice like smooth finish. And then we'll seal and paint over the top of that. So that's where we're at. Let's get to it. And then of course we have this wing. It's all fiberglass that I've spent way too much time fixing, just because there were like nicks and it was just wavy as heck and all sorts of like pits. And you can still see, like, I've even got one right there. So I come back with just a little bit of putty and fill those tiny little things. And then that guy is probably going to get a reprime, but it should be good and straight as well. So, hey guys, thanks for tuning in. In the next episode, we finally get some paint on this thing. So make sure you stay tuned. Keep an eye out for when that drops. Also make sure that you subscribe. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We'll be sticking around. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite part about this build? All right, we're gonna get back to it.